So the key is, how do you have a person experience inner peace with using what you already have and what's around you? The way to understand it is, the way to do it is to understand how energy works. So this life force, in Sanskrit called prana, that's what we practice called pranic healing. In Chinese it's called chi, in Japanese it's called ki. And in Hawaii they call it mana. Now, it's something like this. Unlike most of you, I did not get really interested in this stuff by choice. In 1988, my wife fell from 14 feet straight on hard concrete and broke her hip bone. So basically on the right side, the hip separated about maybe an inch and a half. So for 1 week, the doctor had to pull it up with sandbags. Once it was even, the doctor said it'll take 3.5 months before the bones can fuse strong enough that she could walk normally. I said, no way. They said, no, that's how it works. Now, one thing I've learned in life, which I love so much when Tony refers to it, is life will give you what you're willing to settle for. And I said, no way. 3.5 months is not an option. The doctor said, no, that's the way it is. I said, Doc, give her more drugs. My perception of healing is if one pill doesn't do it, you quadruple the dose, maybe the body heals faster. He said, no, no, that's not how it works. So at that time, I was looking. That's when I met my teacher. I took this pranic healing class from him, and make a long story short, I used the techniques on her about 2-3 times a day. In 2 weeks, she was walking. That's with no medication, okay? 5 weeks, she was running. And here's the interesting thing. Unlike most of you, oh, yeah, man. I was going to go. I didn't feel a single thing. You see, I was an engineer by trade and a devout Southern Baptist by religion. Put the two together, you have some idea how open-minded I was to moving energy like this. Am I right? So, the only thing I can go with is results. To add more to that, our second daughter, at 4 years old, was diagnosed with autism. And I remember going to school on Grandpa's Day, because my parents and my wife's friends are in the Philippines, we're in the United States. And I had to watch them, the kids, you know, cut stuff, put stuff on the wall, to show Grandma. It was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever experienced. Every kid was showing off. She could not even hold scissors. Her hand was literally like this, and just, let me help you. I did it the whole thing for her. And I went home, I said, what the heck happened? Yeah, we had her diagnosed autism. Anyway, without going into much detail, using the same techniques that I used with my wife, and a lot of you who have taken our classes have done, worked on her. It took 6 years. In 6 years' time, we had her checked by a doctor again. The doctor said, she's cured. You realize, medical doctors don't take that word easily. Just to give you an idea, I'll just make this quick. About a few months ago, she got her report card. She's in senior in high school. And she goes like this, Mom, Dad, I just got my report card. I just have 1 A. I'm going, and the rest were A+. And as with any Asian family, what's wrong with that A? You go, well, yeah, we know some of them are smart. How about the emotional connection? Maybe this will give you a clue. Dad, I have some of my friends coming to the house. Could you please act normal? Don't be doing this stuff, you know? Anyway, make a long story short, it has really touched my life. So what I'm going to do today is just use some of these principles, give you something that is actionable, and the minute you walk out this place, to be able to experience inner peace in the drop of a hat. That's it. Now, here's what people don't realize. If you want to experience inner peace, you don't inject anything inside of you. In order to have inner peace, is to take stuff out. So if you look at these simulations, just in case, you know, you can see, someone can see energy, that aura or the energy of a person who spreads out of the mind and not having inner peace looks like the one that's cloudy. The one on the other side is clear. Now, look at me. Some of you might notice, if you sit down and try to experience stillness or peace, thoughts start coming into your mind. You know why? It's like this. Put your hand this way. Go like this.
Okay.
Now, some of you have studied about energy centers and the aura, and all of us started with the 7 centers, which is actually what you use and learn when you're new. Once you start to understand deeper teachings on energy, you know you have more than 7. So I'll make this quick. You actually have 11 major centers and more. So these energy centers actually spin in both directions. When it goes in one direction, it absorbs life force. When it goes the other direction, it releases energy. Just like you inhale air, you exhale carbon dioxide. Yes? All right. Now, there's 2 specific energy centers that we're interested in. Now, go like this. Oh, left hand. That's it. Touch the center of your chest. Say human love.
Human love.
Human heart.
Human heart.
Okay, take the other hand. You can take the first one. Touch the top of your head. Say crown center.
Crown center.
Spiritual love.
Spiritual love.
Spiritual heart.
Spiritual heart.
Good enough. Keep your hand. Now put your hand in front of you, in front of your chest. Go like this. Say my heart center.
My heart center.
Okay, now close your eyes. Imagine someone you love in front of you. Smile. Your children, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, just smile. Just say, from my heart to yours,
My heart to
I
yours.
shower you with much love
Shower you with much love
and much affection,
and much affection.
unconditionally.
Unconditionally.
How many can feel a sensation on your palms? Who can feel it slightly pushing out? Yeah? Okay, one of them, shake your hand. Do what you can with the space, put your hand above your head. Say my crown center.
My crown center.
Keep your hand there. Now close your eyes. Imagine yourself giving food to the hungry people. You're going out, helping all these people affected by the floods and the earthquakes. You do it selflessly to people you probably will never meet again. You just do it because you care. Can you feel anything happening to your hands? Who can feel a slight push? Okay, put your hand down and explain. You see, when you say somebody's very loving, you say, oh, they have a big heart. How many heard that before? But you don't really mean they have a heart enlarged in the problem, do you? You see, in ancient times, people could see energy. So when a person's very loving, there's a glow in their chest. That's what you were feeling pushing out. When a person's very, very generous, very loving to people who they don't know, there's no personal connection, that's the crown. That's what we call the spiritual heart. Now, the secret is this. If you want to experience inner peace, the first ingredient is to be able to have love within you, not only for the people around you that you know, but also people you will never meet. That's the first ingredient. Okay? Now, how do you notice when you're so busy helping someone you love, you forget your headache, you forget your pain, you forget your problems? Raise your hand. Because when you care for someone, these centers get stimulated. Let's keep going. So, the meditation we call Twin Hearts involves stimulating the heart and the crown. Okay? Now, the next thing is what we call the flushing method. What is it? Flushing method. You want to flush something. If I have a pipe that's dirty, the fastest way to clean that pipe is to run high pressure water through it. So, if you want to flush all this gunk out of your energy system, the key is to bring such a strong pressure of energy to flush everything out. Now, for the sake of time, I'll just show you the technique. We're not going to practice this part because I want to stay on the schedule. So, what you can do, this connection on top of your head is something that can be felt. So, what we usually do in this event is we have your hand on top of your partner. Just do it. Why don't we stand up? Come on, let's go. Okay, get someone to work with. Now, look at the image. Put 2 hands above their head. Person sitting down, please. Put two hands above.